Namaste, Ayus. Welcome to Merosadhana. It is a surprise to see you for the first time without beer. I know you since more than 1.5 years. No, I suppose. And you have been always with this thick black beard. And today I see you and I have a shock. So, because my question is, why do you cut your beard?
Yeah, it's actually for my cousin's wedding.
Oh, Pranita is getting married and you are going to the temple and you cut.
Yes.
You do that always when some marriage happen in the family?
Yeah, mostly, yeah. Wedding time is time to cut the beard.
It is required by culture and tradition?
Well, not exactly, but there is a pressure from family as well, and to be prepared kind of thing.
Okay.
So it is not
anyway,
just yeah.
You look very good. Very, very good. Very beautiful. I think it makes you much younger and fresher.
Yeah.
Okay, Ayus, today I would like to propose to speak about something, because 5 days ago I have 2 encounters with people, and by chance both meetings were very interesting, because both were concerning women, Nepali women. And both of them, they were rejecting the idea of, when getting married, I don't want to live with my husband's parents. I want to be independent and have my own home. This was the first meeting. And then the second meeting was just a few days later, was with a couple, the couple here in the ashram, who is already married. The couple is married for maybe 6-7 months, I don't know, or 1 year. But he brought the woman to the parents' home. But she is feeling very uncomfortable, and she is like wanting to go abroad to work, and so the man is afraid of losing her. So somehow I have the possibility to talk with them, and it is amazing how him, for example, he was maybe not much aware of many things, many things, like I was sensing, I was observing that she's very uncomfortable living at home with a crowd, because there is the parents, the other sister, kids, and I was advising him things like more Western style, rent the place as a test, and bring her to a home where she is the master of her home, and don't make her depending on your money. So she needs to find a job and have her own bank account, her own money, because to be married does not mean that she has to, out of the blue, receive this amazing, heavy responsibility of taking care. She has been taking care of her own father and mother the whole childhood, in young age. Now she gets married, and she will continue in the last 25 years with another parents until they pass away. So I was feeling that she is not agreeing, but she is afraid to say. And the only way she can do is to say, I want to go abroad at work because in abroad I have a good job. So it's like in abroad she is on her own, she has her own home. And she also is completely confused because she loves him. And one part of her is divided. It's like you understand, there is a dichotomy in her mind. And that is the issue, no? And that is why I send you this picture that I will share. Yesterday I sent you this picture. If you see this picture, no? You can see, no? And this picture is amazing because it really shows this part of the Nepali or Hindu, India, Nepal, the Hindu tradition. So I would like to start asking you, because I sent you this picture yesterday, and I told you that you meditate on this picture. What's mean for you this picture?
The first thought that came, the man is trying to save the older man, but the child is left away. That looks like it.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it is showing the conditioning of the tradition, and maybe the child is the chains. But since the man is afraid of the chains, I think he's sticking to the tradition, I think.
Yes, very good. But this is when I saw this picture, immediately I connect with the situation of these two meetings with these two different persons, no? And also, do you remember in Merosadhana, when the group was there, we used to talk a lot about the Nepali culture, in which it is tradition. It's like almost 100% compulsory that the older, in this case the older son of a family will stay at home with the parents. You married a woman somewhere, but this woman must come to your home.
Yeah.
Actually, to your parents' home, to your father's home. It's not your home. And in this painting, it was painted by the French painter in I think 1827, and it really shows how the man is trying to save his father. So his father is already drowning like a deeper in the water, and he making effort, even risking his life to save the father. But the baby, his own son, is very close to him, and he is not saving his baby. And the woman also is there, but he's totally concerned with the father. And so the representation is that he's clinging completely to the past, because the father represents the past, the woman represents the present, no? But the baby represents the future. And do you remember in Merosadhana we used to talk about the two lines, no? That one has only a responsibility towards the previous generation and the next generation. But the horizontal line on the borders, like your brother, cousins, uncle, is not your responsibility at all to take care. Do you remember of that debate we used to have? Okay, in this case, it is much more important the future. I mean, his son, no? and his wife, no? But my question is to you: do you think that there is something of this is affecting you in your unconscious? To be glued to your parents' home, or even if you get married one day, will you bring your wife to this house? Do you think you will be happy? You have been living in this house for 30 years now. Are you going to spend the rest of your life in the same building with the same people until your parents die?
Yeah, definitely at this part, this picture is quite relatable.
It's beautiful, no? Very beautiful picture, eh?
Yeah,
The message is very, very strong.
yeah. I can 100% relate to this one.
In which
And
way?
even-
Speak about yourself.
Yeah, and the question that you asked, do you imagine getting married and living here? Actually, that is always what I've thought about. Like, I imagine my future wife will have to deal with me, first of all, and on top of that, she has to deal with my parents, who are like amazing in a sense, right? They have this strong ego kind of thing, and the clashes and the Cold War. I just can't imagine.
It is very interesting because the woman who talked to me is my friend Aruna, the one who is teaching me Nepali, no? And she's totally against that completely, because she reports that when she was a child at home, there was a lot of fight, even physical fight, between the grandfather and father. I mean, father and son. And there was a lot of, as a little child, she was always crying because there was a lot of violence and a strong discussion, strong fights. And that is why she is totally against this culture. Not only arranged marriage, but she is totally even phobic. She does not want to go to live with the family of his future husband, no? But I told her that it's very difficult for you to find a Nepali man, because the most of them, they will ask you that service. For me, it's a service, no? Hidden in tradition and in blah, 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 but this is to give to a woman a role of a caretaker, she will be taking care of elderly. And one thing which you mentioned already, but I think your mother, for example, has been living in this home 35 years. No, she's the master of this building. No, when the new woman will come, it's almost inevitable that there must be some kind of friction.
Yeah.
That is why I request, or I advise to my friend, take away your wife now from your parents' home, because if she goes to abroad, you may risk to lose her. So give her freedom, because she is a modern Nepali. No? You all are born in the 90s, no? And you watch YouTube, internet, American movies. You are not a clear-cut Nepali pure product, you know what I mean? You are very much globalized and westernized and influenced, no, by West. in that sense, for me, West is million times better than Nepal. West has many problems, I say, but in that sense, we Western people, we understand a lot the women, and we have a lot of compassion towards the women. We think always that the women should be free, and to cut all these things from the tradition which makes a woman a slave. Of tradition, of course. And that is why I want to focus this issue on you, because you are the one in the class.
Yeah. Regarding this, there is already this unconscious mind which is already there. But even in the conscious mind, I still am confused with this. Maybe it is also looking at the trend in the West, like they have gone to another extreme of individualism, I think. So there is massive individualism, and looking at that, I sometimes get compassionate over our traditions. Do you understand?
Well, I see that you are really confused in a sense.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
some part of your mind defend the Nepali tradition, no? In a sense.
Yes. And exactly that is the case. Like, I can also relate when you talk about these things, and when I look at my family itself, I definitely say that, okay, there is something wrong. I can feel that. But at the same time, looking at the extreme, the West is going like no family at all, and this LGBTQ, all kind of things, right? And I think they are getting kind of running away from responsibility kind of thing. And I think, okay, so our tradition might have some disadvantages, but at the same time, there is some kind of responsibility that it keeps and keeps the family and the population, stable kind of. I look at that way. So even in the conscious mind, there is this dilemma.
I do agree with you. A debate. I mean, forget about the censorship of the agenda. I'm talking now to avoid that YouTube censors the video or something. We are living in a time where everything have to be politically corrected and bullshit and all garbage. But a debate, the beautiful of free speech and debate is to see all the aspects globally, no? And it's true what you say. Many times I'm for the Nepali tradition. No? So I think God never gives the full cake to any country.
Yes.
There is plus and minus everywhere. But I am talking about the universal law or natural law of what this man is doing is a suicide.
Yeah.
Because the natural law is something which is instinct inside the race, So this man is choosing suicide because he will not have a heritage. So he's by saving the father, his family will not continue. And that is what I call natural law. And it is true that in the Nepali family, the house is, you have the whole generation, your parents, you and your wife, and the kids, no? And this has something good in a sense, which is a little bit like the house becomes like a commune, no? But it is not good for the woman. So I'm focusing on the role. A woman is not a slave. A woman is not a caretaker. A woman is not a servant. A woman is a human being as free as you men are. And a woman needs her own home. The woman needs to be the master of her own home, house, gar, you know? And the parents should not be there. The parents should have their own home, and once in a while you visit them, you come and go, they can visit the grandchildren, etc. But this togetherness is it's not natural according to the law. And in Nepal or in India, it happened just because of commodity of security, because there is not social security in poor country like India or Nepal. And the family has become archi important, very, very important, but not because of love, but because of security. So if the family is the only social security that this society has, and remember, if one of the members of the family falls sick, and the bill in the hospital is 5-10 lakh, the family is the only support that will donate money for that member of the family. So the bigger the family, the more social security has the clan. So the reason of this continuity, it is based on a society which the only security or social security has is family members. But we are living in modern times. We are living in times where I think society has become richer. You have a job, you have your own salary, etc. No? So in that sense, I would say, what about the woman? Do you think that it will be correct for a woman to take care of your parents for 30 years until they die?
Yeah, from that side, yeah, I can kind of relate.
For example, yeah, sorry, speak.
Yeah, I kind of can relate, but I don't know, like the attachment is the attachment with the attachment and the attachment with the responsibility. Let's say attachment with them as persons, and attachment with the responsibility is too heavy that I cannot imagine leaving them anytime soon. Like it will be a huge step.
I see it like this. No, you should have responsibility to your parents for sure, because this is also a natural law. But that does not mean that they have to be with you and your wife and your kids. That means that if your parents are both healthy, in the next 15 years they are healthy, why you don't have any responsibility. But if they fall sick, you come back, take care of them. For example, your father now has a problem in the eye and you are taking care of him. You go to India, to the hospital. This is your responsibility. You are doing very good. You know, but your father is not dying. Your father is not handicapped who need to give with a spoon food. He's still sustainable. Huh? I mean, he can do his life. So if you met a woman and this woman is not coming from the high village Nepal, who is totally conditioned as a Nepali, but if your woman speaks very good English, has been in America, and she's a modern Nepali, you will have a lot of problems, because probably this kind of modern person may not feel comfortable. She may do to follow the tradition, but clashing will be there.
Yeah.
And maybe a certain kind of distance between you both partners may start happening because of the interference of your own mother.
Yes.
You know what I mean? There is stories of jealousy. The mother may feel jealous. All these, let's say, emotional low level of emotions
Yeah.
should be avoided simply by you creating your own home, your own space.
Yeah.
And a woman also, you need to give to your own wife the sense of you are the master of the home. You can paint the way you like. You can buy the furniture the way you like. What do you need? The woman will feel rooted in her own home. When a woman comes and the home is already created there for 35 years, what she can do? The kitchen is the kitchen. The kitchen is your mother's kitchen.
Yeah, definitely. I can feel that, like the trend with Nepalese girls, women. I think they are searching for partners who are either living alone, have like good earning, living alone, or they are going abroad. So that is what they are choosing, and that definitely shows that they are trying to avoid this exact thing.
So then it is correct that there is a big part of the Nepali young people who are going out of this tradition.
Yeah. And that part also kind of brings me to the same dilemma. Like, okay, maybe it is getting to that extreme kind of thing, but that is the dilemma that I have. But yeah.
I would like to share my own experience as a Western. No, so I'm 65, but I have many relationships. I never was a Don Juan, no, a playboy, no. When I say girlfriends, I live with one 7 years, 5 years, 3 years, 4 years. They are relationships that for me were marriages. Because for me, marriage is not to sign a paper in front of the state or in front of a stupid priest or something. No, marriage is a certain agreement with another human being, and we live together because we love each other. No? And the most of the relationship, they were amazing, beautiful for many, 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 many years. And at the end, always something happened that love changes, no? We become friendly, or sex disappear, or whatever. It's the natural course of love also. But what I want to say is that I am remembering now my first relationship, which I lived 7 years, the Luxembourgish girl, then the Taiwanese, the Chinese, you forget, German. But with all of them, it was very natural and very, very clear. We were living together, but we both have our own bank accounts completely separately. And she paid half of the rent and I pay half of the rent. It was not that because I am a man, I have to take responsibility more than her. So in that sense, I also feel the Western culture is giving to both the same responsibility, no? It's like maybe here in Nepal, the man is the bringer of money, and the woman is cooking or something, no? But in all my relationship, either I cook, either she cook. She bring food from the market, I bring food from the market. We pay the electricity, sometimes me, sometimes her, but the rent it was always like divided into two, you know. But this is a Western style, which is you don't need to speak. It's like that, no? And with all my relationship with different nationalities, were like that. So my question to you now, if you married a very typical woman who your mother will bring home and say, this is Oja caste, get married, do you think you will be the one who has the role to pay everything according to the tradition?
Well, these days things have changed. I think both of them work. Even if you ask about my parents, my mother used to work. She left after she got to an age, but yeah, definitely when I was maybe till I was 13, 14, she used to work herself. But she was not contributing a lot of the amount, but still that was there. So yeah, both might still work, but the majority earning will most probably come from men.
Yes. Well, as you say, you know, Nepali new generation, the woman also work. But if the woman, I know many here in the ashram, in the neighborhood, the most of the women are housewife also. They stay home the full day, you know?
Yeah.
So
Like
they maybe were working before they married, they were working, but then they get pregnant and kids need full time, maybe for a few years, but they take care of the kids. And 6-7 years has passed, and then maybe she cannot connect again with the professional life, so she will stay as a housewife. You know, it's true that the most of the cases is like that.
yeah, I would say no longer the case. Like now, I don't know if we will be diverting to the economics topics, but what I think is the expense of taking care of children is so much as of now. Yeah, I think 2 days ago we were discussing in our office as well about the expenses, and they were saying even the average kind of school, it takes at least 10,000 rupees for a child, or for a single kid these days. And like we are IT people, and we mostly earn a bit above the average, right? And the boys, the men, we were scared about the finances, and like the patterns have changed. Like they definitely both need to work, and these days they have these Montessori's and all that kind of take care of your children while you go to work in the daytime. Like the economics part is really, already I would say not in the favor of marriage or bearing children already in Nepal.
Well, this is also true, no? Especially in the last 4 years with the COVID stuff and the Agenda 2030, where the economic has been in purpose destroyed, and they want to create a big economical crisis to bring humanity to a third world war. The situation now is so scary, for young men like you, maybe to start a family, and who knows if something very, very bad happened, like a Wall Street crash or something, you lost the job, and what do you do, with our money,
Yeah, like we have already diverged into topics of economics, but like it was already bad, and after the COVID, I think there is no job security. I would say, like we are basically working overseas work. Everywhere I ask, like all I would say 95 at least % of us are working for the overseas, right? And there is no actual security. Like we might get paid well, but like there is no actual security. That is the economics part, and it is scary. And my friends were like, okay, now I understand why people go abroad.
Well, this is neither the solution. To make a conclusion of the evening, I would say that I will bring now the issue of meditation. So I think, for example, to go abroad is not the solution, because you have not changed at all. You only, there you may get a little more money. You know, you may send the money back to Nepal, and your kids may have the school or whatever, no? But for me, the family has to be transcended. So a human being can never be free in a family. The family has done a role which is very, very good as a kid. So you were born in a family, and it was wonderful that the family was there, for sure, no? And now you are grown up, and if you are not a meditator, then the family will continue, and it's a good thing. If you are not searching peace, if you are not searching freedom, if your concern is just eat, work, shit, make love and die, you know, if your concern of life is very basic of the body, you know, then the family is much, much better than anything. Still is good. Okay, what I mean? But if you are concerning enough freedom, you know, search, who am I, what I'm doing here, why I'm suffering. If all these questions start coming to you, I think family is a hindrance. And family have to be transcended on the traditional way. It does not mean that you can have a woman, you can live together with a woman, you can love, you can have a kid, but with a different perspective, you know? For example, not like what we talked at the beginning of the class, no? Your wife should be the master of that house, and your mother should be in her own place. You know, all these things are very, very important if you want to relate with the woman with depth. Because that is my observation in many Nepali families, no? That they are together, kids are there, it looks very playful, blah, blah, but there is not deep communication. You know, both partners, they may live in together 40 years and they don't know nothing about the other. They don't talk deeply about their own feeling or something, but the whole care is kids, working for the kids, you know, cooking for the kids. The kids becomes the real lover, no? But these men and women, do they communicate? Do they really connect? You know, and this is my question, that if a person wants to grow spiritually and wants to experience freedom, the family have to be transcended. And another kind of relationship should be replaced the traditional family in which you can love a woman, can have a kid, but it's not the traditional pattern in which you are obliged, compulsory to do that because the Hinduism says. And then you are free to change. You are free to improvise. You are free to experience, and this is a little bit for me the conclusion. I am not against the family. The family is much better than to be isolated in the West. That is why I respect Nepali family. But I have also to say that if you want freedom, Nepali family is a jail.
Yeah.
So
And the conditioning is so deep that like it makes you think like it is impossible. Like cannot even imagine. I sometimes do imagine, but like I don't yet have the execution part is, I think, still far.
at least you should feel completely free to keep your position and say, I'm 30, I'm 31, 33, 35. I don't want to marry it. I don't feel, mommy, I don't like this woman. I'm 40, I'm 45, I don't marry it. You are free. No one will force you to do something you may not have the total yes, just to fulfill the tradition or to fulfill your parents' expectations on you,
That part
the
I can
minimum,
avoid.
as the minimum, this should be your freedom. That you don't do something you don't feel like doing. That's the minimum. The minimum of the minimum.
Yeah, that's that I have been doing. I think I have been telling them like, yeah, this arranged marriage I don't exactly believe in. You can suggest me, but still I will have to meet them for at least 2-3 months. I have told that kind of stance I have given, and they have kind of understood that. And after I told them, they have also understand this scenario, like what do modern woman, Nepali woman want? They don't want to live with parents.
Well,
Most of them.
I hope you find the right women in your life, and everything is possible. You even can have a family, a traditional family, happy. You can have kids, but it should be your own choice. It should come out of your own awareness, moment to moment, and not to copy the pattern because grandfather did, papi did, and you must do. This should be cut.
Yeah. But yeah, I always there is looking at my parents. I always have this strong feeling that I won't be like, I shouldn't be like them. I shouldn't be a couple like them. So that part is strong in my heart. I can feel that.
For sure.
But how to do that, the execution part, that is still shaky, but at least the principle, the foundation, I think, that is strong, I think.
Mm-hmm. Well, do you remember when I visit you and I see this wonderful top floor you have on the top?
Yeah.
Looking the sky, sunny, the mountain. I think this little step you could do tomorrow, next week, to have your own space where you may be in your room and you're not listening to the TV on the other wall, beside, because the TV is just touching your wall there. Independence, maybe you need to get accustomed gradually to independence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you are on the top, it's like you are like in your own apartment. No, you go down, the people is here, but you go up and no one is there. You should start with having this kind of experiencing. Still, you are at home. You get the commodities that your mommy cook, and you just come down and have the wonderful food of always. But when you go up, you are experiencing a Western style of life, in a sense, and then this contrast will give you some kind of insights, you know what I mean? And you are not risking so much that you left home, and you don't pay the rent somewhere, or you have to cook there, but at least this little top floor is a challenge for you to experience.
Yes. And like, I think consciously, subconsciously, and even unconsciously, I have been postponing it. The phenomenon, or let's say something, is happening. So many excuses.
Yeah, I understand. The resistance is that you are doing something bad. You may feel that you are doing something against the tradition, and there's resistance, inside,
Yeah, like in the conscious mind, I always have a plan, but something screws it up.
Well,
it
is. I remember I told you already in my meetings that when I was a child, my house was big, but it was full of people. My mother brought the brother, and he got 5 kids, and my brother was also there. So there was not a space for me. I have to share the room with my brother, as a kid already. And because music, when I started playing music, you become addicted to listening, I need to listen my guitar. I was listening Beethoven, Mozart, and my brother used to hate this classical music, and he will say, "Stop this! This is garbage music," and all the things. So I was feeling, what I'm doing here, I need my own room, But I must be 10 years old, according to the memory, 10, 11, no more than that. And I go to my mother and I say, "We have on the top floor a big room, and I would like to move there." And my mother said, No, you don't go there, because it is very dangerous. If something happened to you, you fall sick, and I don't know what's happening. The whole paranoia comes of the mother, mother paranoia. And also it's dirty, and I say, okay, and then my brother again fucking up, disturbing. So in the night when my brother was sleeping, I take my pillow and I go up, and I just lie down on the floor. And my mother the next day came up and hit me, really very strong. "Don't do that. You cannot do that." And I do it again, and the next day, and the next day. So my mother stopped hitting me, and then she brought the bed. But I won the battle. It took me many, many days of repeating. So she was hitting me 3 or 4 days, but I was keeping. And then when I was in this space, I became so happy. I want to paint that way. I started buying things at the street to decorate on my own way. You know what I mean? I buy pictures of Mozart, Bach, Beethoven, and I put a frame with glass. And I was making my room with such a joy, It was my place. It was my place. And then I go down. I was 11 and I left home at 19. For 8 years, that was my kingdom. And I was going down to eat to watch some TV and then go up, and I was in my kingdom, alone, playing guitar, listening to music, and my brother was down and said, "Fuck you, no, with your jazz and your fucking music," you know what I mean? And this is something, that is why I respect the woman, the Nepali woman who needs her own home. It comes from my own experience, even though I'm a man. If the woman has not the feeling that she's the master of that house, if the master is your mother and not your wife, there is something which is going against natural law.
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah, you know, I don't know if you know this, but there are so many teleserials, Hindi and Nepali teleserials, whose main topic is the clash between mother-in-law and daughter-in-law. Yeah.
Well, this is meditation, no? This is meditation. But that is why I always come back to that point that for me, spiritual growth has nothing to do with yoga and spiritual rituals, you know, touching feet of masters and other things. If you are totally unconscious, drowning in your fucking tradition, and you have clashes with your parents, with you are immersed in this social tension, and you are doing yoga like hell and nothing changed. You know what I mean? What is the meaning of doing yoga if you are not aware of so very simple things in life that it's making you nervous, tense, and things that come given by heritage, you know what I mean? Which is totally against meditation. Meditation is, I cut from the past, okay? I cut from the past completely, you see? And you simply say to your father, I have to save my kid. You cry for him, but he has to go. You have to take care of your next generation. And you have to give to your wife the dignity to have her own home. And then maybe you have the possibility to know who is this woman, to connect, to go deeper in relationship. But if your mother is always there, you know, physical wise, you don't have intimacy, or it's very difficult to have intimacy. Even if you make love to your wife, you cannot make much noise because your parents are on the next room. It's terrible,
Yes.
no? I feel completely fucked up with this situation. You say, fuck, it's my own home, no? I may have a discussion, or maybe I'm fighting with my own wife or something, why everybody should know, you know what I mean? This is intimacy. And intimacy between a man and a woman is required to grow into relationship. Maybe call it love, no? Trust, friendship. I mean, I repeat again, the Nepali family, it is very, very good if you are unconscious. If you want to search for freedom, if you meditate, then it is a big hindrance.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I really love this painting, and I use it as a teaching today to speak about this issue.
Yeah. That
Okay,
painting-
Ayus, if you have something more to say, you conclude the session.
Yeah, like as I told, the dilemma in the conscious mind, I think it is a bit clear after this debate that I need to make a step uh, of trying to live, at least try to live away from my family. And the first step is the moving upstairs.
So it is in your hands, no? It's your own choice. No?
Yeah.
But if you really meditate, if you keep your sadhana and you meditate, the only thing is that you understand through these debates, Osho's teachings, your mind grows in bigger consciousness, no? So you will conflict with the tradition because tradition is unconsciousness, heritage, unconsciousness, no? This is what is culture, no? But if you meditate, the biggest experience of meditation is that you relax, no? You start finding this inner space that it's very comfortable, no? To feel inside you. So the more you relax, the more you become aware how tense is a family.
Yeah.
And how difficult it is to keep this space of relaxation inside the house meant for two, where there are 6 people. I mean, if you can do that, maybe you are a great meditator. No? Maybe that is the reason why Indians are great meditators, because they have to live in one room with 8 people. No? The way to forget the family is just go in. No?
That's a good point.
It's a good joke. I would say it's more like a joke. No?
Yeah, I got that.
So keep your sadhana, because your sadhana is the only guide that give you the real impulse, to move into action. No? If you meditate, if you relax, then little by little in your inner silence, you have insights. No? You should not copy Sangeet, you should not copy Osho, you should not copy anyone. You should only follow your own little voice. You know what I mean?